Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to enable paging in the ASP.NETMVC grid by Infogistics. We're going to start off with some basic MVC application with the grid already hooked up to our entity framework, which is pulling up our customers' information. So what I have set up here is in my app data, I have a local northwind.mdf file which hosts all the entire Northwind database, and we have an entity framework built on top of it which has the customer information. And then in our model, we are pulling up that customer information using link and passing that onto our controller. So in our customer model here, we have a method called getCustomerList, which returns an iQueryable. And here we are going to our Northwind entities, and using link, we are querying all the customer and ordering that by customer ID and returning that to our to the method call. In the controller itself, when the grid calls the method getCustomerList to grab the data, we are going to our model and calling that method and basically returning the data as JSON array in our view directly. So we come back into our index.cs HTML. We have a razor method, helper method that creates our grid. We're setting the auto-generated columns to false and adding columns by hand. So we are going to column for the customer ID, customer name, a title, contact name, and a country, and then we're calling that customer list method that's in our controller. Setting up some additional grid properties, data binding it, and rendering that. So let's run this application to see that it pulls in our customer information from our Northwind database. So here in our index page, we have customer list being pulled in, and there are about 91 customers in the Northwind database, and they're all being displayed here. What we're going to do here is we want to enable paging so that you have less chunks of data being passed back and forth. You have faster load time, and as you move to different pages, it grabs the data on the fly. So we're going to close this, come back to our razor syntax, and we're going to add more to it. So we add features, which is another collection in the grid's razor helper, and it basically has all the different settings for different features that the grid is enabled or aware of. So we're going to set .features, feature, and use that expression to define them. We're going to open curly braces, close curly braces, and close the parentheses. And in here we can go ahead and say feature.paging, and this enables the paging feature immediately. And now we can use chaining to add more paging features or more paging options, so to speak. So we can set the page size, for example, to be 20, and then we'll also set show previous and next pages to be false. Previous and next pages to be false. So by doing that, now I get the paging feature enabled with the page size of 20, and it won't show the previous and next page links. It will only show the first and last, and it'll show the buttons for different pages, so you can click on those buttons to go to the specific page if they wanted to. Just to kind of show you in the IntelliSense the idea of other property settings that you have the visible page count. You can even set the default page, so if you want to have a current page index, you want to have a certain page to be the default page when the grid loads up, you can do that. You have the ability to set different text sections of the pager, so you have the label for the first page and last page, and next and previous, and so on and so forth. You can also set the tooltip and other property settings, as you can see here. Okay, just by doing that, let's run this application again. So here we have the same customer list being pulled up, but here you can see that it only brought the first 20 records out of the 91 records that are available on the server side. And if you scroll down, you'll see just the 20 records are available here. If I want to change the page size, I can do that with this drop down up here. So if I want to do, instead of 20, I want 25 per page, I can do that, and it will update my pager and everything accordingly. If I want to move to a different page, I can use the page numbers here, and I can quickly move to that specific page. And if I want to move to the first or last page, I have the first and last link, which I can click on, and it will take me the first and the last page accordingly. So again, this quick demo you saw, it's very easy to enable a certain feature in the grid. In this case, we use paging. We set up the page size and some other properties, and the grid kind of, with its data source knowledge, it was able to set up the grid the way you wanted. Thanks for watching the video.
Infragistics. On the web at infragistics.com.